Turn off every light in your house tonight. Cover the windows, you still won't experience it. The kind of darkness your ancestors lived in every single night. Real, total dark, where you cannot see your own hand, is almost gone from the world. And that's just the start. Because before electricity, night wasn't just darker. People slept completely differently. The streets belonged to criminals, and there was a secret hour in the middle of the night that we've totally forgotten. Electricity didn't just light our homes. It deleted a whole way of being human. Let's talk about it. First, you have to understand how dark night actually was. No streetlights, no glowing screens, no little standby light on the TV, nothing. On a cloudy night with no moon, you were blind. Wave your hand in front of your face, nothing. That deep, total darkness is something most people alive today have literally never experienced. And light wasn't free. Candles cost money, lamp oil cost money, and they burned out. So for a lot of people, the answer to what do you do when it gets dark was simple. You go to sleep, the sun set, and your day was just over. But here's where it gets strange, because they didn't sleep the way you do. For most of history, people slept in 2 shifts. A historian named Roger Ekirch went digging through old diaries, letters, court records, medical books, and he kept finding the same 2 phrases over and over. First sleep and second sleep. Here's how it worked. You'd go to bed a few hours after dark, you'd sleep, that was your first sleep. Then around midnight, you'd naturally wake up. For an hour, maybe 2, fully awake. And then later, you'd go back to sleep, your second sleep, until morning. This wasn't insomnia. It wasn't a problem. It was just how humans slept for thousands of years. And that means there was a strange, quiet hour in the dead middle of the night when the whole world was awake in the dark. So what did they do with it? Turns out, everything. People used that midnight hour to pray, to talk with whoever was next to them, to have sex. Doctors literally recommended it as the best time to get up and tend the fire, check on the animals, or even visit a neighbor. Some people would just lay there in the dark, thinking, reflecting on their dreams. There were how-to guides for the second sleep hour. It was a normal, expected part of the night, as ordinary to them as brushing your teeth is to you. Think about that. Your ancestors had an entire secret shift of life, every single night, that you have never experienced once. And then, slowly, it vanished. Here's the leading idea for what happened. Light. As lamps got cheaper and then gas lighting arrived, and eventually electricity, people started staying up later. Night stopped being a wall you hit at sunset. It became extra evening. Time to do things. And when you push your bedtime later and later, you squeeze all your sleep into one solid block. The gap in the middle disappears. It happened so completely and so fast that within a few generations, everyone forgot it ever existed. Now, if you wake up at 3 a.m., you panic. You think something's wrong with you. But you might just be doing the most natural thing in the world. Your body remembering an appointment your ancestors kept every night for thousands of years. Now, being awake in that darkness outside your home, that was a different story. Without streetlights or real police, the night belonged to the dangerous. Thieves, drunks, people you did not want to meet. Cities were genuinely lawless after dark. So towns fought back. They set curfews. A bell would ring and you were supposed to be home. Being out at night without a light was suspicious, sometimes even illegal. A lantern was basically your passport. It said, I'm not up to something. And if you were rich, you didn't stumble around in the dark. You hired a link boy, a kid with a torch, to walk in front of you and light your way home. The wealthy literally bought their way out of the darkness. Light was power, and for most of history, it was rare. So here's what really happened when we flipped that switch. We think electricity just lit up our houses, made things convenient. But it did something much bigger and much quieter. It deleted a whole chapter of being human. The true dark, gone. The wakeful midnight hour your ancestors treated as normal, gone. The dangerous, mysterious night that ruled human life for 200,000 years, gone. You have almost certainly never seen real darkness. You've never woken at midnight and thought, ah yes, second sleep. An entire version of the night, one every human before you knew intimately, just quietly disappeared. In about 100 years, we didn't conquer the night. We erased it, and we forgot it so completely We don't even miss it. See you in the next one.